Yes guys, welcome back to another video on the channel, and today, welcome to game week 5 of the Champions League predictions. It is a big night of Champions League football today and tomorrow, as teams can book their places into the last 16. For other clubs, it could be do or die, to be honest. It's a big night of Champions League football, so yeah, smash the like, subscribe, let's get into the video. Okay then, so the first game comes from the Red Bull Arena in Austria. It is RB Salzburg against Chelsea. It is second against first. Obviously, a win for Chelsea tonight, and they will go through to the last 16. Salzburg, if they win tonight, that means they need 1 point against AC Milan to go through to the last 16. It's a big game. And also, the team news is in as kickoff is in an hour and 5 minutes. I know I am doing this quite late, but yeah. Obviously, looking at both teams look all right. You know, we've got Chukwuemeka, Amadou starts for Salzburg, Aubameyang, Havertz for Chelsea. Chelsea playing 5 midfield, which is a bit weird. But yeah, Chelsea obviously last time out 1-0 draw against Manchester United, with Salzburg drawing 0-0 as well with Sturm Graz on Saturday. Obviously, they have got a few tough games coming up. Salzburg, they've got Chelsea tonight, Hartberg, Milan, and Wolfsberger. So a few. It's big games for Salzburg, and they probably need to win those games as well. But yeah, prediction, it'll be a close game, but I'm gonna go RB Salzburg 1, Chelsea 2, 2-1 to Chelsea. Okay, and then the second game comes from the Stadion Maxima in Croatia. It is Dinamo Zagreb against AC Milan. Now, both teams have to go all out tonight. They have to win this game. And mainly Dinamo Zagreb, who are bottom of this group. Well, to be fair, Zagreb and AC Milan are on 4 points. But AC Milan, realistically, they should be going through. So the pressure is really on them today. But obviously, Zagreb at home, they beat Chelsea 1-0. So if they can beat Chelsea, they could easily beat AC Milan. But AC Milan are a great side. You know, Rafael Leao, etc., Giroud and that. This will be another close game, like the game between Salzburg and Chelsea. But I'm going to go Dinamo Zagreb 1, AC Milan 2. 2-1 to AC Milan. Okay, and the next game comes from Celtic Park in Glasgow. It is Celtic against Shakhtar Donetsk. Now, it's really do or die for Celtic. They have to win this game to have any chance of... Well, they probably have no chance of going through to the Champions League round of 16, but they have to win to have a chance of finishing third and going down into the Europa League. It's a big game tonight for Celtic. I watched the reverse fixture in Warsaw, and Celtic were absolutely brilliant. So if they can play, if Celtic play how they did in Poland, they can easily win this game tonight. But it'll be difficult. Shakhtar are a very good side. One player who I know is Taras Stepanenko. They've got to watch out for him today, Celtic, and they've got to watch out for most of the players, to be honest. It'll be a really tough game for Celtic. They have to win. And obviously, Champions League nights at Celtic Park are insane. But I think Shakhtar will go for it as well, because obviously they're, I think, 1 point behind Leipzig. And Shakhtar will want to win this game tonight. So Celtic will be under a bit of pressure. But I'm going to go with a draw. Celtic 2, Shakhtar 2. And if it is a draw, it looks like it's all over for Celtic in Europe. Okay, and then the next game comes from the Red Bull Arena. It is RB Leipzig against Real Madrid. Now, obviously, Real Madrid are already through to the last 16. But I think if they... let me find it again. I have screenshotted all the Champions League permutations. If I can just find it quickly. Real Madrid... Obviously, Real Madrid, they will win the group if they even draw today. If they get 1 point... Real Madrid have won the group, and I'm not surprised, because, come on, they just won the Champions League last season, and, you know, they got a Ballon d'Or winner, Karim Benzema in their team, you know, Vinny Jr., Thibaut Courtois, Luka Modric. They have loads of players who were in the top 10 in the Ballon d'Or. Real Madrid are just incredible, and it'll be a very tough game for RB Leipzig tonight. I know Leipzig are the home side, but still be very difficult. Real Madrid are just the best team in the world at the moment. So I'm sorry, Leipzig fans. I'm going to go Leipzig 0. Real Madrid 3-0 Real Madrid. Okay, and the next game comes from the Estadio Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. It is Sevilla against Copenhagen. Now it is a big game If Sevilla win, they still have a chance of going through. But if Sevilla do win tonight, and it's the same with Copenhagen, whoever wins tonight, they need Manchester City to do them a favour against Borussia Dortmund tonight. And obviously, if this game ends in a draw, it's pretty much all over for both teams. But yeah, obviously Sevilla, I think, well, to be fair, it was 0-0 in Denmark. So could it be 0-0 again? I don't know, but obviously Sevilla have got a different manager now. George Sampaoli is the manager now. Obviously they had Julian Lopetegui in Copenhagen, but today they've got George Sampaoli. He's a very different manager than Julian Lopetegui. But Sevilla, they are the home side, but Copenhagen, they'll make a lot of noise. They've got very good fans, Copenhagen. But prediction, I'm going to go Sevilla 2, Copenhagen 1. 2-1 to Sevilla. Okay, then, and the next game is Borussia Dortmund against Manchester City. Now, Manchester City are already through to the next round of the Champions League, but it's pretty much the same as Real Madrid. If they avoid defeat today, so basically if they get a draw in Germany, they have won the group pretty much. Dortmund, if they do win tonight, even if Sevilla or Copenhagen win, if Dortmund win, Dortmund go through with Manchester City to the last 16. But Dortmund are under some real pressure because, they're playing City, who are, who've already gone through, and of course it's Haaland, and yeah, obviously Erling Haaland's return to Dortmund. Well, obviously you could say his career kicked off, to be honest. But yeah, Dortmund, it'll be a very tough game. Obviously they really have to win this game. Obviously, depending what goes on in Seville. If it's a draw, I don't know what Dortmund need. But it'll be a really tough game for Dortmund. Even though Dortmund are the home side, City are just brilliant. Haaland, De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva, Mahrez, everyone's on fire at the moment. So I'm going to go Borussia Dortmund 1, Manchester City 3. 3-1 City, and Haaland will score. Watch it happen. Okay, then, and the next game then is Benfica against Juventus. It is a massive game out in Lisbon tonight. Juventus, they are pretty much done for, to be honest. Well, Juventus, if they do win tonight, they still have a chance of going through. But Juventus, they have PSG on the last match day, and Benfica have Maccabi Haifa. So Juventus, if they win the next two games, fair play to them, but this game is massive, to be honest. Obviously, if PSG and Benfica win, both of them go through. Even if both teams draw, they could probably go through as well. But yeah, for Juventus, I'm not going to lie, it's really not good enough. Obviously, last match day in the Champions League, Juventus lost 2-0 to Maccabi Haifa. And if Juve would have won that game, this game would have been a lot more important. But because Juve lost, they're under some real pressure. And I've said it in most videos, Benfica are underrated. They're a great team. I remember watching their last game. I remember watching Benfica last time out against PSG. Well, I remember watching Benfica when they played PSG in Lisbon. I didn't watch the game in Paris, but in Lisbon, Benfica were brilliant. And Cody watched the game in Paris. The game apparently was a bit boring, but still, I think Benfica to draw against PSG home and away is quite impressive. And I think there's only one winner here, and for me, it's Benfica. Juve, I don't know what's going on with them this season in the Champions League. They're just falling. So I'm going to go Benfica 2, Juve 1. And yeah, 2-1 Benfica. Okay, then, and the final game tonight is PSG against Maccabi Haifa. Now, Maccabi Haifa did lose 3-1, but Maccabi Haifa actually took the lead when they played PSG in Israel, so fair play to them. But Maccabi Haifa, they are gonna get absolutely battered. In Paris. I watched PSG against Marseille, and the game was all right, but the PSG ultras are just mad. They make all the noise inside the Parc des Princes, and will Maccabi Haifa cope? I don't know, but PSG are man. Messi, Mbappe, Neymar, etc. PSG are gonna win. PSG 3, Maccabi Haifa 0, 3-0 PSG. Okay, but now we move on to tomorrow's games, and the first game comes from the Johan Cruyff Arena. It is Ajax against Liverpool, and it's do or die for Ajax. Obviously, they probably are going to go into the Europa League, but Ajax, if they win, they go 3 points behind Liverpool. Ajax have Rangers on the last match day of the Champions League, whilst Liverpool are at home to Napoli. And obviously Napoli, like I said, they have already gone through. But it's a big game for Ajax tonight. It's a big game for Liverpool as well. If Liverpool draw today, they do join Napoli in the last 16. So Ajax have to win this game today. And it's really important. But Ajax, they haven't really been doing that great lately. But they have won the last two. 7-1 against Exeter and 4-1 at RKC Waalwijk. I can't pronounce it, unfortunately, but yeah. Ajax, they aren't playing in the league this weekend for some reason. I don't know why, but Ajax, their next game is in the Champions League against Rangers. So Ajax, their next two games are Champions League games, and after that Rangers game, Ajax got PSV. So the next three games are massive for Ajax. But yeah, I do remember watching the reverse fixture of this game at Anfield. I think it was a decent game, to be honest. I think Ajax did very well, but Liverpool just getting lucky and winning. But yeah, prediction, I think Liverpool are going to win. Obviously, I know they lost to Forest on the weekend, Liverpool, which is really disappointing. But Ajax is not really doing that great at the moment. So I'm going to go Ajax 0, Liverpool 2, 2-0 Liverpool. Okay, and the next game is Napoli against Rangers. Now, obviously, Napoli, they are already through. And yeah, I think if they get a point today, do they win the group? I don't know. Maybe Napoli have to win the group. I don't know. But yeah, for Rangers, they haven't collected 1 point, and they have no chance. Rangers, they can't go through to the next round of the Champions League, but they still have a chance of getting into the Europa League if Rangers win tomorrow. And obviously, depending what goes on in Ajax, Rangers shouldn't have a chance. But to be honest, Rangers, that Rangers fans, obviously, there's no Rangers fans tomorrow at Napoli. Obviously, no Napoli fans were allowed to travel to Glasgow, so it's only fair if the Rangers fans are not allowed to travel to Naples, which is a big advantage for Napoli. But Napoli, I did watch them on the weekend. Again, I watched a bit of the Roma game. The game was really boring, so I just turned it off. But Victor Osimhen scoring the winning goal in the 80th minute to get Napoli a big 1-0 win. And obviously Napoli are 26. They are 3 points clear at the top of the league. So Napoli are doing well. So it's going to be very, very difficult for Rangers to go to Naples and get something. But I'm sorry, there's one winner here, and it's Napoli. They are unbelievable right now. And Rangers, I'm sorry, but you're going to get absolutely battered. Napoli 4, Rangers 0, 4-0 Rangers. And Rangers, also, I think they drew to Livingston on the weekend, which is not good enough. But yeah, 4-0 Napoli. Okay, and then the next game comes from the Jan Brel Stadion. It is Club Brugge against FC Porto. Now, obviously, Club Brugge have already gone through. Porto is a big game for them, because if they win this game, and then if Porto get a draw against Atletico in their final game, Porto go through. Obviously, Bruges, they are already through, but fair play to Bruges. I think they've smashed it. Bruges haven't actually lost a Champions League game yet this season in the Champions League, which is unbelievable. And I think Bruges will keep that winning streak, as Bruges are going to win 2-1. Bruges 2, Porto 1, 2-1 to Bruges. Okay, and the next game comes from the Wanda Metropolitano Stadium. It is Atletico Madrid against Bayer Leverkusen. Now, obviously, it's a big game for both teams. Obviously, depending if Porto win tomorrow, it's pretty much all over for Atletico and Bayer Leverkusen, and both of them just have to battle out for third place to get into the Europa League. But yeah, obviously, Atletico with a big 2-1 win on the weekend against Real Betis. Leverkusen with a 2-2 draw against Wolfsburg. But Leverkusen haven't won in 3 games, which isn't really that good, obviously, as they are playing Atletico. Atletico aren't doing that great either, so Leverkusen, because they do have a chance. But there's one winner here, and it's Atletico. Atletico 2, Bayer Leverkusen 1, 2-1 to Atletico Madrid. Okay, then now we move on to the group, which just means everything. And the next game is from San Siro. It is Inter Milan against Victoria Pilsen. And yeah, Victoria Pilsen, if they somehow win, fair play to them. But I watched Fogden's video yesterday, and he predicted a 0-0, which I find bonkers in my opinion, because Pilsen going to San Siro, going to the San Siro in general, obviously for Inter and AC teams travelling to San Siro, it's a really tough place to go. And there's one winner here. It's got to be Inter, but obviously with Barca, Barca are begging for Victoria Pilsen to do something, which is probably not going to happen. But yeah, Inter are going to win, and they're going to win 3-0. Okay, then now it is probably the game of the round. It is Barcelona against Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich obviously are already through to the next round of the Champions League, but the pressure is really on Barcelona tonight, because if Inter win 7, 8, 9, 10. If Inter win, they actually go through, and Barca cannot go through. So Barca, they have to win, and they need Victoria Pilsen to do them a favour in Milan tomorrow, which is very unlikely. So Barca is just about playing for pride, to be honest, because Inter are probably going to win. I've said it already. Inter are going to win, in my opinion. But Barca will be a very tough game tomorrow against Bayern. I saw Thomas Muller's Instagram story earlier. It was quite funny, saying, "Level, we're coming for you," and everything. That was quite funny. But yeah, Barca, I think they will be up for it. I think they beat Bilbao on the weekend. And, who saw that clip, by the way, of, I don't know who it was, I think it was Javi or someone. My God, that was so weird. But yeah, Bayern, I think they're going to win this game. I think it'll be a close game, but Bayern will win. Barcelona 1, Bayern Munich 2, 2-1 to Bayern. Okay, and the second to last game comes from the Deutsche Bank Park Stadium. It is Eintracht Frankfurt against Marseille. Obviously, Frankfurt in 4th, Marseille in 2nd. It's a big game for Marseille. If they win, and also they get a point against us, obviously they go through. For Frankfurt, it's a big game for them. They have to win this game to have any chance of catching up to us and Marseille, who are in the top 2. But yeah, this will be a decent game. Obviously, Frankfurt are decent, so are Marseille. This will be a close game, but Marseille are going to win 2-1. 2-1 to Marseille. Okay, and the final game is Tottenham against Sporting. And funny enough, I am actually going to the game tomorrow. And to be honest, I'm really, really nervous. I'm not confident at all. Obviously, we've lost our last 2 games against Manchester United and Newcastle. I did watch Sporting on the weekend as they won 3-1 against Casapia. And to be fair, Sporting, even though they won, they didn't look that great at all, to be honest, Sporting. But yeah, obviously, if we win, we do go through. Ben Davies has said this is a massive game, and we just want to play for the fans. We just want to win for the fans. And fair play to Ben Davies for saying that. But yeah, to be honest, I'm sure every Spurs fan going to the game tomorrow is not feeling confident at all after, the last game against Newcastle and the game before that against United. But yeah, obviously, like I said, if we do win, we go through. Sporting, obviously, they probably need Frankfurt maybe to do them a favour. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not confident at all. We are missing Kulusevski so much. We need him back, but I don't know when he's going to be back. I think he might be back after the World Cup, which is an absolute pain. But Sporting, they didn't really look that great against Casapia. So I'm going to go Tottenham 1, Sporting Lisbon 1. I'm going to go 1-1. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time for the next Champions League predictions.